Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome to the BeerDad and Brewed podcast. As always, I am your host, the BeerDad himself, Justin Allen, and I'm joined here by my co-host, Mr. Tons and Kettles, Brandon Gray. Brando, how the hell are you?
I'm doing fantastic.
All right.
Thank you.
Brandon, we are, again, on location. Seems like we've been kind of moving around quite a bit here lately.
That's right.
We didn't have to go too far from Beaumont, but we are in, I would say, almost literally on the San Diego County line, but still quite into Riverside County. Brandon, where are we?
We are in a brewery.
I like it. A brewery. I actually put on our Instagram story,
I'm looking around.
I put the Jeopardy question, where will we be today? And I literally gave the biggest hint ever.
Nobody got it.
There was and Alex Trebek pointing at the garage and the door opening and closing.
Garage door.
And everybody's answers, not one of them said garage.
So we are, to be more specific, we are at Garage Brewing in Temecula, California. And we're joined with...
Yeah. So we're here joined right now by Chris Balfour, General Manager of Garage Brewing. Chris, how are you doing, buddy?
I'm doing well. How are you guys doing?
Fantastic.
We're doing great. Thanks for having us. And we're also here with the brewer, Zeth with a Z Zebra.
Yep.
That's
right?
correct.
DeVore, thank you for joining us, Seth. How you doing?
I'm doing good. How are you guys? Yeah.
Awesome. So
Cool.
We're very happy to be here. This is one of the BeerDad's personal favorite breweries. As once I discovered this place, and I think I had my very first marshmallow milk stout, I was like, wow. Look at that. This is crazy. And then next thing you know, a mango hef came by, and I'm like, oh, man, this is some good stuff. And then started actually coming here with the family and eating and enjoying ourselves. As a awesome location right off the freeway, like literally get off. It's right there, so you couldn't ask for a better location.
Right.
But, yeah, we're here and happy to be here. And we're going to be sampling some awesome beers. I'm looking at this lineup thinking, oh, wow, this looks awesome. So
A little bit of everything.
yeah, Brandon, tell them what we're going to be looking forward to here as we sample through Garage Brewing.
What am I looking forward to? Or all of us?
All of it, yeah. What are the listeners looking forward to hearing about?
I think probably interested in hearing about the new Mexican lager. Probably the Mango Hef, which is an OG legend around here. And then you got... something special. We're not going to tell you what it is until the end.
Oh, there's a surprise at the end. We're excited about that. So I like surprises.
Yeah. And then a couple others. So tune in to find out.
It's going to be great. All right, well, we're going to turn this over to you, Chris, and we won't say Christopher or Christopher James because you're not in trouble.
Yeah,
appreciate
definitely
that.
in trouble today.
My wife is on her way, though. So.
Uh-oh.
We might hear Christopher
see.
James here in a little bit.
We'll see.
Yeah,
So-
never too soon.
Go ahead, introduce yourself, and what do you do here at Garage Brewing?
Like you said, I'm the GM here. So running the day-to-day kind of operations, my job really is to make sure everybody has a good time, that they enjoy the beer, they know what beer to select based on what they drink. All of my servers here, they're pros. And if you come in and you say, oh, I usually drink blank, we have something here that's in that same ballpark. That's one of the blessings of working for Garage Brewing is our tap list hovers around 30 beers on tap at all times.
Right.
So we have different selections that kind of qualify for whatever it is you're looking for. So we call them converts or switch beers. So if somebody comes in and they fire something at you, there's a chance that you can either find them a new favorite or help broaden their horizons a little bit with the beer. So my job is to make sure that we're set up to do that. And we've got a lot of good help doing that.
Thanks.
Awesome. And Seth,
Yes, sir.
what do you do here? I already seen you making a mess back here, but what do you do?
I clean things. Sometimes I brew. Mostly I clean.
Mostly clean.
So-
That's one of the things about brewing, and Brandon can attest to this. Is that's the drag. It's almost like when I don't cook. Like my wife's like, "You're a good cook." I'm like, "Yeah, but then I got to clean up, and that's what I don't like." And it's the same thing with brewing. So much fun to brew, but the cleanup is not
It's
fun.
different, though. For me, I love cleaning because then I know, like, all right, my beer's not going to
This is
catch
true.
any weird bugs or
Yeah,
whatever. So you have that peace of mind. That's what I
Yeah.
really like about cleaning.
At home I do all the dishes. Because
you
I'm
go.
already cleaning here. I'm used to it.
Yeah.
I kind of turn my brain off and just do it.
Do you clean them with Star Sands and PBW?
I have brought some ISO home. So
Oh, there you go.
it does help, especially with COVID stuff.
Absolutely. All right. So Chris, when did Garage Brewing first open?
So it started back in 2013. Lou Cashmere got things up and running, and He launched with a few of the hitters that are still around. You know, our Mango Hef has always been a core beer. I think that's probably the one you're most likely to stumble into around town on tap, you know, in any of the restaurants. And then our Marshmallow Milk Stout as well. And those continue to be huge for us, not only here at the tap room, but around town, you know, heavy hitters for sure.
One thing that I was really excited to see is I just posted it the other night. I was voluntold to go to Disneyland when I got home from a work trip. But I was at Hank Pym's test lab there at Avengers Campus, and lo and behold, what did I see? Garage Brewing, Marshmallow Milk Stout. How cool is that?
That's huge. I mean, obviously, that's a new aspect of Disneyland as well, you know, the Avengers Campus and all that cool stuff. But, yeah, we send them a ton of beer. They fly through it, and they have turned it into a beer float up there. And and
Nice.
we actually do that here as well. It's kind of on a secret menu, but we have it set up to serve that here as well if you're looking for, you know, you don't want to get your, what do they call it now, magic key.
Right.
whatever the tickets are, we're much more affordable to come and get it here than
Don't worry, the beer life is all over that. We have magic keys, passes, whatever you call them. I saw that when they came out, and I was like, really? You're going to waste money on this? And I got yelled at for that. So.
Yeah.
She's like, you like your beer, I like Disney.
Everybody's got to have their thing, you know?
Yeah,
Right.
This is true. So, let's dive into a beer. You mentioned one, I think, that we're going to start off first here. So this is going to be the Mango Hef.
Yes.
A very popular beer. I know a lot of people that will tell you, like, when you say, have you ever heard of Garage Brewing? They'll, oh, yeah, the Mango Hef. Because, like you said, you can find it just about anywhere. I mean, and in a lot of different markets, too, not just this Riverside County market. You'll find Mango Hefs. I mean, I've seen it in San Diego. I've seen it in Los Angeles. All over the place, and people tend to like it because it's a very refreshing, easy drinking, goes down nice and easy. I believe the ABV on it's only 5.5, so
Yeah.
you don't feel too guilty if you have 4 or 5 of them.
Yeah, it's kind of a summer session type, you know, style ABV wise, and for us, we have a few on the menu that are like this, but they're kind of like gateway beers, where somebody who would tell you adamantly that they are not a beer drinker, you put this in front of them, it's one that they're likely to at least tolerate, you know, and it might be something that gets them kind of dipping their toe in, realizing that not all beer is a double IPA.
Absolutely.
Or a stout. Because I think a lot of people that haven't really explored beer have this perception that it's all very aggressive and it's all of the worst parts of beer in their mind. But something like the Mango Hef, it's super light, it doesn't hang on your tongue in a weird way, and you can find yourself putting down a couple pretty easy.
I like it. And I see here that it won gold at the LA International Beer Competition. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, Garage Brewing has won a lot of awards. I mean, it's all over the place, and for multiple different styles. You know, it's not like we have this one to hang our hat on, and then that's it. Right. So it's kind of spackled across our beer list for sure.
Definitely a good beer. What do you think of Mango Hef, Seth?
I think, like Chris was saying, it's a good entry beer. If you're not fond of hops and you don't like heavy malt, it's very smooth, easygoing. That's why I think it took off so well for us. Is it hits everybody's taste palate very easily too. And being that low, it pairs well with all kinds of different foods, and it just translates well for people who don't like beer so much. So I think it's a good staple. It's a good solid base for us to work off of and keep us going. So
I mean, it does a great job. Like I said, just the easy drinkingness of it. It's and not too overly mango. Sometimes you get that almost like fake fruit juice flavor in some of these beers that try to do that. But this particular one is just very well balanced because I still get the hef, and that's something. You know, Hefeweizen is not a beer for everybody. There's some people that don't particularly care for it, or maybe those that are, what do you call it, gluten intolerant.
Yeah. Right.
But let me tell you something. In Germany, they drink a lot of Hefeweizen. I mean, that's where it came from. But this is really good, very well balanced, and very light drinking. So, you know, like you said, that almost like that gateway drug, right?
Yeah.
We're gonna bring you into Garage, and we're gonna slowly indoctrinate you into all these beers. We're gonna start with this delicious.
That sounds
mango.
scary.
Yeah, we're gonna earn your trust.
Bring you into the Garage.
just drink this; it'll be okay.
I've seen that movie.
Yeah, I know, right?
You guys don't have like one of those white stalker vans around here, do you?
Yeah.
Hey, just because our delivery vans are white,
Yeah.
And it doesn't have your logo, and that's kind of weird. I'm just kidding.
and there's duct tape in them.
A little strange.
And the weird ice cream music.
Awesome. So, Chris, how many employees work here at the? Because this is a different setup than a lot of the breweries we go to, because you guys actually have a restaurant on premises. So,
Yeah.
How many employees are employed here at Garage Brewing?
So here, just at the brew pub, as we call it, we only have about 5 or 6 right now.
Okay.
It's a pretty small impact here, but then at the brewing facility, we have another 20-ish. So yeah, we keep it right around 25, 30 total as a brand right now. But yeah, to operate here, it doesn't take a whole lot to keep people happy here. And keep the beers flowing, and our kitchen imprint isn't gigantic, so it doesn't take a whole brigade to run it. So yeah, it's pretty light here. The cool part that I really like about that is a lot of my favorite bars in the past, you go in and you hope to see the same people, or you find that favorite bartender.
Yeah.
We're open 4 days a week, and everybody works all 4 days. So if you find one, they're here. If we're open, they're here.
That's cool.
And it's kind of nice that way too. For me also, if we're open, I'm here. I like to meet everybody, learn their names, learn their past, and kind of what brought them in. So it's nice to be able to count on some familiar faces when you go, not to get all cheersy on you. But it's nice to be able to see the same people, so you can kind of build a rapport, and that bartender relationship is no joke. It's a big deal.
Yeah, definitely.
They say that bartenders, hairdressers are, in their industry, they're like literally therapists.
They're cheap psychiatrists.
Without
100%.
the degree. Like they totally... They, like you say, your customers. You know when they're having a bad day, when they're having a good day. What I love about going somewhere and we talk about the Craft Lounge, and we'll give them their plug here in a little bit, our sponsors. But when you walk in and just everybody knows your name, right? Like the Cheers.
Yeah.
That's your local spot. That's where everybody likes to go. And it's definitely great that you can be part of this Temecula community and have all your regulars, as well as, because of your location, have a lot of visitors that can come in, and you're kind of like the very beginning for those people that like to do the whole brew hopping thing and go to all the different breweries.
Yeah.
Like start here and then make your way down and end up somewhere in Murrieta by the time you're done. And you'll be doing pretty good after that day.
Yeah, definitely. And we're in a cool time in Temecula too. The brewing scene here is really escalating to a point where we're on the map. There are tours, and there's even crossover tours with the wineries, which I think sounds like a really rough day.
I don't know if I could survive that, honestly.
I don't mix beer and wine, and I never intend to.
I've definitely met a couple of party buses at the front door just to see if I can even let them in.
Right.
But,
you get in a lot of trouble for that.
You got to breathalyze them before. Field sobriety test before they walk
Beep.
in.
No, not you. Beep. No.
Count the fingers.
Yeah.
Back on the bus.
Yeah.
That's awesome. Well, the next beer that we're going to try here is, I'm actually really stoked to try it, because obviously I follow you guys on social media, and I've seen that you've released kind of a new line here, something that both Brandon and myself really enjoy drinking, just because it's one of your more easier drinking beers. It's great when it's hot outside, but we have a Mexican lager that we're going to have here that's something brand new for you guys.
Yeah, no, it's nice to have a lot of tools in the toolkit when you're pouring beers to try to keep everybody happy. But the Zolo here is a great, almost like a ghostwriter brand for us. It's brewed and packaged by Garage Brewing under a different label. But yeah, it's a nice light Mexican lager. We do also have canned. We don't have it on tap here, but we have some actual canned and batch micheladas made with Zolo that are pretty killer as well.
Nice.
Micheladas are huge here in Riverside County.
Speaking of micheladas, shout out to Muñecas.
Oh, yeah.
That's our homies.
Yeah.
They're
one of the best michelada mixes you'll ever taste.
For sure. Man. Shout out to Ceci and Hugo, for sure.
But what made you guys kind of go this route and do kind of not really say an off-brand, but just something different than what you guys have normally been doing?
I think it has to do with trying to appeal to a newer crowd, a newer generation. We've been established so long that they kind of say, oh, there's Garage. We kind of get a feel for some of these things, where this is more exciting, I think. It kind of competes with all of that. I don't know, like this last summer, a lot of Mexican lagers coming out. A lot of breweries are coming out with these different ones. And we wanted to take foot in some of that. And I think with the exciting logo, the dog face, that we're planning on doing a couple other marketing ideas with that, and donating to local animal shelters, things
that's
like
dope.
that.
Nice.
Those things are coming up in the works, but it's just more of an exciting avenue for garage brewing, I think.
Nice.
Yeah.
So I just took a nice big swig of this, and I really like it. I'm getting, at the very, very tail end, a hint of honey.
That might come from the from use corn, flake corn. Yeah,
There you go.
that might be some of the reason. I don't know what else is in it.
I like it.
but
It's different. A lot of Mexican lagers, very heavy on the corn flavor, and this is just smooth, really nice, and it has that nice little sweet tail end at the end.
Yeah.
Which I can definitely appreciate. And I think, like I said, mixing it with some michelada mix is probably pretty bomb too.
Yeah, that guy's good to mix up. Yeah.
Yeah, good job on this one. This is
Thank you.
dope.
Standalone. Yeah, it's very nice.
Yeah, I did that
True
one
to
here
style.
to pilot and up, and I brought that guy up, so I'm pretty proud of that one.
That's
It was
awesome.
really
Yeah, good job on it.
Yeah,
Thank you.
definitely.
Thank you.
What's the let's see, what's the ABV here?
It's 5.8 on that
5.8.
one.
Oh,
yeah.
that's nice. That's relatively high for that
It's
style.
a
yeah.
higher end, and it sneaks up on you. You don't really get that alcohol burn. I think the corn kind of plays in. You're getting the honey notes in there, kind of crossing with that alcohol sweetness as well.
Right.
It all plays together, giving you like a nice smooth and kind of a sharp finish on the end of it too.
Right.
So.
I think what's good about it is that it's so much more complex than most lagers. Like, you have so much more flavor going on than traditional, dads. We'll not mention the name, but one of those InBev companies. But that always remember those commercials, the 80s, 90s, the bitter beer face.
Oh yeah.
That style of beer.
I want that. I'm looking for something like that.
You want to lose your teeth?
Yeah, can anybody point me in that direction?
So this is definitely not that. And if someone's saying like, hey, what do you have that's close to something wiser, and you throw them this, man, I mean, if they have any kind of palate, they're going to be like, wow, this is a lot better. I mean,
We've been told it's close to a Modelo.
close to a
Close,
Modelo.
but it's got more flavor, more character. There's more.
Yeah, there's a lot going on there. You did a great job. And the aroma is really nice too. Very,
thank
very
you.
nice. It's very, very inviting. What do you get on it, Brandon?
Like I said, like you were saying, that sweetness, brought by the flaked corn. I get that a lot. Just very clean, neutral flavors. I don't know what kind of hops. Do you use any hops? In
The
this?
Motueka.
Motueka. Oh wow, nice. You dry hop it?
No.
Oh, that'd be
I was thinking about
that'd be kind of fun.
as an offshoot, maybe taking a few barrels and doing that.
Little dry hop?
Yeah,
Yeah.
a little Motueka dry hop
Nice.
might give that little lime zestiness in there.
That'd be awesome. Another cool one would be too. Just throwing it out there. This is because one of my favorite hops. I know it's very. It divides a lot of brewers, but Sabro might be kind of fun too.
Maybe.
Possibly.
I see where you're going with
Add that
Yeah.
coconut note,
Yeah.
maybe.
Yeah,
and
coconut
with the
lime,
Motueka, might
coconut
be kind
Key
of cool.
lime pie kind of thing.
Yeah. It might be something interesting.
Yeah,
might
I'm
do
always
that.
down to experiment.
But no, this is nice. It's true to style. Very easy drinking, and the ABV surprises me, but it's
Yeah, right.
not overwhelming. You can't pinpoint that alcohol note, so it's very nice.
Yeah, it's well hidden in there being that high, and especially in a Mexican lager like that. It's easy to pick up those flaws and those nuanced things, and
Right.
this kind of melds everything together really well. And
Especially with the bottom fermenting yeast, and then how long that lagering process is. It really there's so many mistakes that can be made during that.
Oh, easily,
that process.
yeah.
So
Great job.
yeah, cheers.
very good. Cheers.
All right, back to some questions. I like to ask all these crazy questions. Just, put Chris on the spot.
What's your
here.
favorite color?
Yeah, that's a good one.
Red.
You.
Red, green, red and green.
Hops, green.
Put you guys together.
Poppy
You're ready
green.
for Christmas.
Wonderful.
There you go. There, look, Beer Wife. I said Christmas on one of our episodes. You're welcome. She's already started her Christmas. Christmas in July is her thing.
forget it.
So
Oh, boy.
it's too soon for me. I always just kind of ignore it. But she's all over
IPAs.
it.
IPAs or pale ales?
I'm an IPA guy for sure.
IPA.
Pale ale.
Okay. Oh, I like that. I go pale ale too.
Nice.
Yeah. All right. What here at Garage Brewing? What was the first beer made to get the brewery started?
So I had to call Lou, the founder, to get the official dictated answer. Mango Hef was
the first, okay.
which was going to be my lie. Yeah, if I didn't find the answer,
Good lie.
I could say it with confidence.
Okay.
But when they launched, they had an IPA that was similar to a version of the inline IPA that we currently have, and then also the marshmallow milk stout. So technically, the Mango Hef was first to be completed and a beer that they were happy to sort of launch with. But they didn't get ready to launch until they obviously had a bit of a range, because nobody wants to go to a brewery that just slings the one.
Right.
You know?
I'm old
Diversify.
school. I remember coming here and you could only get just the growlers. And then shortly after that, the bottles came out, if I'm not mistaken, the big whale bottles.
Oh, the
And
22 ounce bottles.
Yeah,
bottles.
I had my fridge like stocked with marshmallow milk stout for like the longest. And then when you guys started canning, oh my gosh, those Mango Hefs, dude, that was like my go-to like everyday kind of beer.
So easy, right?
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's funny because with the Mango Hef, like you say, people that's not a normal everyday beer drinker, and they're just like, well, I don't really like beer. All right, well, try this and let me know what you think. And they're like, this is actually pretty refreshing. It's good. And then start trying some more things. Like with my wife, getting her to drink beers like, pulling teeth or getting your 2-year-old to clean up his toys, right? It's almost next to impossible. But there have been some beers, Mango Hef being one of them, that she will actually drink. She'll do a taster like on a flight. She's just not a big drinker. Her go-to drink is just like mixed cocktails and stuff like that. But it's pretty amazing to be able to come to certain breweries and find something that's in her wheelhouse.
Yeah.
And so I always had that stocked at the house, so that's nice.
I know that feeling. My wife, I try and brew things that she likes because it's tough because she doesn't really drink anything either.
Right.
And it has to be a light lager or something of that nature, and not fruity and not hoppy. And I'm like, what do you want, a Corona? Like, there, it's fine. So
What do you want from me?
Here's $12.
here's a bottle of wine. There you go.
Yeah, right.
There you go. Have a nice day.
Oh, boy. All right, so we got the first beer name, so it was a Mango Hef, and let's talk about production-wise. So when they first started, how much beer were they making, and how much beer are we making today? So what growth-wise, what are we looking at?
Well, the way that you can tell the scale too, obviously, the facility we have here on site. I mean, I'm spoiled as a GM to have a facility that also has a brewer brewing out of it at a place where I get to sell beer. That's super awesome. But the facility that we have here is a 10-barrel system.
Okay.
And then just up the road here in Marietta, they're brewing out of a 30-barrel system at the warehouse as well. So I just now having the 40-barrel capacity combined is just it's incredible to be able to keep things cranking here.
Pumping them out, and I can imagine as far as like distribution-wise, out of the big facility there, how do you? I know I didn't hit you up with this, but how many approximately cans or bottles are shipped out?
No.
Okay.
That's a tough one.
That is a tough one.
Zeth might have a little bit more of an idea on that because he works out of there sometimes as well.
I know
it's got to be a lot. Only because I see it everywhere.
I mean, we have a few distributors. We do self-distribution as well. We still do bombers on some aspects and cans, and we've gotten some upgraded machinery as well, like a kegging machine that'll do 60 barrels in an hour.
Nice.
It'll also clean the keg, clean the outside, the inside, and fill it and spit it out the other end.
That is a beautiful thing.
So for anybody who's ever had to clean kegs, I have. So I was an assistant brewer like right down the street at Aftershock with Thomas. Shout out to Thomas. And if you've ever cleaned a keg, that's like so beautiful to know that
that is
like,
horrible
a
work.
system does that.
That's how I started cleaning kegs.
Yeah,
And
I think that's how.
That's a good way to break you in, because if you can't do that, then you don't deserve to be doing anything.
Test your resolve.
I agree. And there's nothing wrong with cleaning kegs. Don't get me
not at
wrong,
all.
but it's not the most fun thing to do. So
No, it's total crap. Yeah.
right.
I would say cleaning kegs and carrying those giant bags of grain around. That's another one. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Remember when John Fearless donated all that grain? You just threw them up on your shoulder, carried them out, and you're like, I'm getting too old for this.
That reminds me of the good old days.
Yeah,
Dude, seriously, yeah. Milling outside with the winds blowing all crazy, and you're like trying to hold the bag up. And, shit.
Yeah.
Good old days, man.
Right. All right, let's jump into beer number 3, Brando. We're having pineapple.
Yeah, so this is one of our newer ones. obviously with the Mango Hef being as successful as it is, we wanted to go with something a little bit different, but not something completely out of left field. That's not really kind of our style here.
Yeah.
Get it ready for September, the hottest month of the year, right?
Yeah.
But it's doing amazingly well. The cool part about the brew pub down here is it's kind of like the showroom at a car dealership.
Right.
When new things come out, you can come and get it right from the source. I mean, there are times where Zeth is brewing here on site, so that beer doesn't touch anything until it hits a glass sitting in the facility where it was brewed at, which is a pretty cool full circle aspect for like a true beer fan.
So
Can I say something about this? First of all, Brandon, look at the lacing.
right.
I
Yeah,
geek out at that.
yeah. All beer nerds are into that kind of shit.
So, yeah. Some people are listening. What the hell's that?
Lacing. Yeah, was that like,
Laces out.
Is that like
laces out.
is that like a doily? What is that? Oh.
But
It's lacy.
so that's how one indication that a beer is really good. So good job. But this is crazy because the difference between this and the Mango Hef, and it might be everyone's taste buds are different, but Brandon, with the Mango Hef, mango forward,
Right.
that hef kind of banana-y, like, traditional Hefeweizen flavor at the end. This one, it does the
Right up
complete
front.
opposite.
Yeah.
So I'm getting a nice solid Hefeweizen, and then the back of my mouth, I'm like pineapple.
Zach,
think?
Zach, do you guys do this with the traditional like hef strain, or do you guys do like a weed?
This one is using some of our hef and blending it in with some compounded extracts.
Okay.
Certain things like that. And this one, we wanted it to be more, like you were saying, it's on the back end because pineapple can be very acidic. You put too
Right.
much in, it just burns. I mean, it gets
Right.
too hard. So we try to balance out, and we do this a lot with our other beers too, is we want you to taste the beer.
Sure.
I mean, the beer's the key portion of the thing.
I agree 100%. I'm the
And
same
now
way.
I'm not saying anything bad about everybody else that wants to put 75 pounds of fruit in a barrel
Sure.
or whatever. Do what you want to do.
Sure.
But for this particular style and this beer, we want the beer to come out, and then also you get the essence of that pine,
Right.
especially something as harsh as pineapple is.
Right.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So I don't know. One of the reasons why I asked is because I don't know if my brain's playing a trick on me, but with Hefeweizen, like traditionally clove and banana are sometimes prominent, depending on, from what I've experienced, like depending on how hot you ferment or how cold you ferment, can kind of get different characteristics. Here, I get a little bit of a clove flavor. I don't know if you felt that or have tasted that. I'm not sure, because I kind of get that. And
Yeah,
that's why I asked
it's
traditional
fermentation temperature obviously plays an aspect into esters and everything else that you're getting in the final result,
Exactly.
and also the yeast as well,
Right.
the type of yeast. There's a few different hef brands out there that everybody's used, and some will give you more banana, more clove, and ours tend to be a little more subdued on the banana end of it,
More
and
neutral.
I guess the clove kind of comes out a little bit more than that, and the pineapple might be playing a part and bringing that forward as well. So,
Right. Yeah, that's awesome. It's
Yeah.
very cool, very well
awesome.
balanced, very nice.
Yeah. Hold on, I gotta pause for a selfie here. What's that? No, it's really good, and I love that pineapple tail end. It's different. I really love the mango hef, but I want to say I like this better.
It's been
Different.
gaining a lot of trad, that one. It's
Dude, it's like
yeah, I do a lot of the flavoring aspect of some of the beers too at production. So that was one I was kind of like hesitant on when Lou came to me. He says, "Hey, we need something different with this hef. We need to do something fruity. We have like a blood orange. We got the mango. What do you think of pineapple tropical? It's getting warm." And I'm like, okay, well, we had an island twist, and that's got coconut and pineapple and mango and a bunch of different fruits in it. And I'm like, okay, I don't want to make it like that. I don't want it to be that kind of tropical drink-like, but I want the pineapple to be there. That's the prominent thing. And then when I did it, I went to the extreme, and I was like, nobody's going to drink this. You could take the paint off your car with this. and then I went too far back, and it was just like somebody just farted pineapple in the glass, like some of those seltzers. It's just like it's farts in a glass. It just
Essence
smells
of pineapple.
essence of bleh.
it's like Fanta
Smells
beer.
like- yeah, exactly. Yeah. So we finally hit a medium, found the right dosing rates, and a combination of a few different things, and I was pleasantly surprised, and I thought, oh, this might do pretty well. And I mean, it's in the top, 5 sellers here?
Yeah, absolutely.
It's very cool. And
It took a minute to catch on, I think, because people have this loyalty to what they're used to, right? The mango half. Oh, I only drink the mango half. Well, let me just slide this free taste right here. I'm just gonna leave it here for you to think about, right? And it slowly works their way in there. I
Tell
mean,
me what you think.
we're obviously super big on the flights. It's what we do primarily. I mean, you can look around the place right now, and just about everybody has a flight tray in front of them.
Right.
And the reason we do that, obviously, is we have, like I said, hovering around 30 on tap always, and it changes enough where if you are a once a month visit, you could literally come in and say, "Oh, what's new?" and I could tell you. Which is really cool because these guys aren't stagnant with what they brew. They're always looking for that next thing, and Lou's a great owner that way too. He always wants to kind of keep it kind of new and relevant. But yeah, it's the pineapple's been a great mover. It took a little bit while, like I said, to get momentum because people are kind of stuck in their lane. I mean, I did the same thing with food, so I'm being a hypocrite right now by saying this. But they're very hesitant to switch up because if they've found something that they're dialed into, they don't want to ruin a pour of beer
Right.
by taking a chance on something. But it's definitely been a big hit.
Well, I like it. Great job on that.
Cheers.
So, personally, for you two guys, we'll start with Chris.
Yep.
What is your go-to beer here at Garage Brewing?
It's my favorite by far, and it was before I worked here as well, as the Mango Dew Scoop.
Mango Dew Scoop.
Yeah, so that's our double IPA, obviously with mango.
I see that it's set up here in this lineup.
Yeah, I couldn't not
purpose.
let you have it. I had to watch you enjoy it and live vicariously through you. But yeah, it's it packs the punch you'd expect out of a double IPA.
Yeah.
8.9%, so just hovering right around that 9 mark. And the mango just makes some of what is the extra bitter side of a double IPA much more subtle.
Balances it.
Yeah, it's a really
for sure.
clean finish. I really like it. I mean, the way these guys brew beer, it's great too. I mean, I don't know how many people know, but reverse osmosis water is a big deal.
Absolutely.
And everything that these guys brew, even the dishwasher that I rinse the glasses with here, it's all RO water here.
Nice.
So when it comes to balance and consistency, you're going to get the same beer, the same taste, the same action on the beer every time.
Love it.
Yeah, it's great.
Awesome. All right, Zeth. What is your go-to? I know you're brewing and all this kind of stuff, so you get to sample a lot.
Yeah.
And I know sometimes you're your own worst critic, but I know that there's going to be some beer here that you crush on all the time. So what's your go-to beer?
Well, to be honest, depends on the mood I'm in. I mean, I drink a couple different things. I mean, right now I just finished the amber ale.
Okay.
And I'm really digging that with the maltiness in there. And then when I get a hop kick, I drink the inline. That's our
Inline
staple
IPA.
IPA. That's our flagship IPA. It's
Awesome.
solid. Deuce Coupe, of course, is always good. But
Yeah.
and then the golden stout. My wife likes that. I really enjoy that. That's a golden colored, tastes like a stout kind of
I
beer.
don't think I've actually had that one, and I love Golden Stout.
Yeah,
so
we
I'll
might have to
try
get
it.
you one of those
Yeah.
guys too. But if I'm feeling like something light, easy, I will drink the mango half every now
There
and
you
then
go,
too.
yeah.
It's just after you had a few Deuce Coupes and you're like feeling okay, I can't take another one,
Yeah, you're all deuced up.
but I want to drink more. You go, yeah, mango half, easy.
There you
So,
go.
Yeah.
I like it. So by palate. How about you, Brandon? Because I know you've had garage brewing prior to coming here, just like myself. What's your go-to garage brewing beer?
Okay, so like I was telling Chris, like I've had garage beer. I've actually never been here, but I've had garage beer, procured. So I would say, honestly, I'd say the mango Hefeweizen. So the reason why I like that one is because you'd go places, and they'd have like 3 taps, and it'd be like, like your Weizen or your Weisers.
Yeah.
Sorry, it's the Weisers.
The evil empire.
Yeah, right.
InBev.
The Weisers, and then maybe something else, and then garage mango hef, and it's just refreshing and different. And so,
Yeah.
especially been around. You guys have been around for a while, so
2013.
kind of in the beginning, beginning stages of my craft beer, journey. So that's cool. But then I also there's one beer that kind of stuck out. This is like years ago, maybe like 4 years ago. It was a double, well, it was a white IPA. I remember it was like 9% or something.
The
like
double
that.
white, yeah.
Yeah, I remember that beer, and I really like that. So I don't know exactly what was in that beer, what hops were used, or what the malt bill was, but I really enjoyed that.
Awesome.
So I would say those two were standout for me.
Stick out for you. I'm kind of all over the place here as far as go-tos because there's a lot of like seasonal releases that you guys do
Right. Yep.
that I definitely appreciate. The apple pie, was it ale? That you
Pale
guys
ale.
did?
Apple pie pale
Because
ale,
I like
yeah.
pale ale. That one, I remember the first time I had it, I immediately came over here and got a growler to take home. And I think I drank that growler in one sitting.
Congratulations. Nice work.
I paid the price later afterwards. But, that was good. But as far as like your everyday things, I mean, what really got me hooked here was the marshmallow milk stout because I love stouts and I can definitely appreciate a milk stout just because, it's not like those like big like imperial stouts where you're just like, you're one and done. You can't drink a whole lot of marshmallow milk stout because stouts still, even at that ABV, still kind of sit heavy on you. But I just love the flavor combo, and it was one of the first times I ever had marshmallow in a beer, the very first time I had it, and so I absolutely love it. And then again, mango hef was always in my fridge just because it was something I could always offer somebody when they come over and they're like, hey, what do you got in your fridge? They always know the beer dad's got some pretty wild stuff in his beer fridge. I mean, I got like German beer in there. I've got heavily fruited sours. I've got stouts. I've got lagers, whatever you want. I've got something for everybody in that fridge. But there's always usually some garage sitting around mango or the marshmallow milk stout. And I really was stoked because you guys made a peanut butter cup milk stout at one point. And
We have it on tap
I think
right
it's still
now.
on. Yeah, I read it. It's still there.
Yeah,
The chocolate
so-
peanut butter.
I
I'd like to
love
try
I love
that
that
too.
one because a lot of people know, they listen to the show. The BeerDad's kind of what really got him into craft beer was the Belching Beaver peanut butter milk stout.
Oh, yeah.
That's a good one.
And when you guys made your kind of spin on it, I was like, if Belching Beaver just added just a little bit more peanut butter, this would be amazing. And that's what you guys did. And so I really, really love it. And of course, I was like, as soon as I got it, I can't wait to take a picture. I think I took a picture. We were up in the mountains and I had my garage brewing hat. And I took a picture with Reese's peanut butter cups and the beer in the hat.
Nice.
One of my favorite pictures.
There you go.
And then everyone hit me, where can I get that? I'm like, dude, you're never going to believe me. But literally, you can go to a gas station, Shell, right off the freeway, and find it in 6-packs.
Back behind the
You're
gas
gonna love
station.
You know the story behind that, right? Lou actually owns the gas station?
yes.
Okay, good.
I was actually talking
didn't know that.
to
Yeah.
Brandon. We'll
Yeah.
talk about the food here in a second, but back in the pizza days,
Yep.
used to be able to go in there and get a 6-pack and a pizza
Yep.
for the quick lunch there. And,
Yeah, it's a very biased beer selection over
Right.
there.
Yeah, I could tell.
you're like, yeah, you
I've
got
been there,
you
but
got
I've
like
never
one
been.
little window of everything else,
Yeah,
and then
and
a
then-
shit ton of
Yeah,
garage beer.
4 coolers side by side
Yeah.
of everything we can in bottle, and it's like, we'll acknowledge that other beers exist in this
love
other
it.
cooler over here to the side.
I love it. Absolutely. So those are my good. I mean, I've always been a fan of garage. I'm really happy to do a show here. I know initially when I first got this podcast launched, or right before, I'd been talking to breweries because I had my social media pages already, taking pictures of beers and blogging about beers and stuff like that before the podcast. And I remember, kind of in the early stages, I for the life of me, I can't remember her name, but I was talking to somebody here about doing it, and this was years ago, probably 3-4 years ago. I'm like, man, it's taken a while, but here we are, 2 years into it. We're finally here. But I'm stoked to be here. Thanks for having us, Chris.
No, of course.
Thank you. guys are here.
So, all right, let's
Moving
dive into
on.
the next one. So you actually just had this, Seth, the Amber Ale. I'm
I've got
stoked.
some more, yeah.
This is he poured some more. I
had
like it.
to.
So you
It
know
was
it's
so
good
good.
when the
Yeah.
brewer is sitting here. He just drank one, and now he's got another one. And also, I have to mention, because I believe that's what we poured for Josh.
It was,
So,
yep.
That's right.
as always, every episode we always pour a beer for our departed friend Joshua Kunkle. I know you're here in spirit, and it's funny because before the show, Zeth and I were talking about you, and he's actually drank beer with you. He mentioned the Randall that you invented, so
Yeah.
you did a lot at that home brewers festival out there in is that Vale Lake? I
Vale
think
Lake,
yeah,
yeah.
Vale Lake.
If it was the same year, I believe it was the year he brought a braggot too. Could
have been,
And,
yeah.
and Jimmy was there.
And
he-
Jimmy
and
drank
he-
the braggot, and this is before he met Josh.
and he didn't even know
really
what-
knew Josh.
yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, it's crazy. So,
Yeah, man.
Josh, you've been around in the beer world. It's
right.
crazy how many people you've met, touched, and everything like that. We miss you like crazy.
That's right, man.
But you're always here and a part of our show forever.
Always.
So let's get into this amber ale because I know Josh would like it. It's amber's kind of one of my styles that I've always really loved. Maybe that's why I married my wife. Her name's Amber. So.
Or you really like 311. I don't know what it is.
Yeah, right.
You know, it's funny because that was like one of my favorite 311 songs.
Oh,
Too.
Yeah, maybe it's the color of your energy.
Yeah,
Right?
that's right. Yeah. So I always sing that to her all the time. Like we'll go somewhere and there'll be karaoke, and I'll like purposely butcher that song, but try to sing it to her. She likes it.
Does she appreciate it, or do you get one of
Puts up with
those eye rolls? You can almost hear it, so it's so dramatic.
Isn't it crazy how you can actually hear an eye roll?
My wife's
Yeah,
got a
for
good
real.
one. Yeah.
You get a little hammered on marshmallow stout and sing a little 311.
Amber is the color of your energy.
3 pitches
Not
later.
bad. That's not
Howling in the background. Yeah.
SpongeBob. too.
3 pitches later.
Yeah, and then like when you're 12 deep, that's when you start singing like Queen and like really
Oh,
like,
yeah.
hitting high notes.
And miraculously, all your friends are there, and they can do the harmonies.
I think it's great. We went on a Disney cruise. Highly recommended for those that have little ones if you haven't been yet, Chris.
Yeah.
But there's some video footage somewhere of myself and some buddies singing Queen Bohemian Rhapsody on a Disney cruise
Yes.
at one of the lounges.
Epic.
It's pretty bad.
that sounds
pretty
awesome.
bad.
Yeah, that sounds great.
Well, the best part was so my buddy Jose, who's been on the show. What's up, buddy? He gets a little out of control, and so he really
Wild motherfucker.
he made the people in the front row. He made the people in the front row leave because he started like caressing my cheek as I was like singing.
Dude, what's wrong with that? Like,
You're like, this went to a weird place.
dude,
The people up front were like, I can't believe what's going on.
who
right
doesn't caress one
now. Yeah, exactly.
face when you're singing Bohemian Rhapsody?
Is it really friendship if you don't?
Seriously,
That's
it's
right.
not.
That's right. But congrats to I can actually announce this now because it's official. But congrats to our good friend Jose Orozco, who is a paramedic. He's a flight paramedic for Mercier, and as of November 14th, no longer because he is officially hired by the California Highway Patrol as an officer. He's going to the
Hey, all
academy.
right.
Oh,
So
very nice.
I just want to say salute to my good friend Jose and former partner
Salute.
on the ambulance. So congratulations, Jose. That's going to be a big change for you and your family, and you definitely worked hard for it. So congrats. But
Congratulations.
we're gonna jump into this amber ale.
Before
and-
we do this, I did this earlier, the this
Okay.
or that thing. Okay, ambers or reds, because I know they're very close.
yeah, okay,
What do you guys think? Also, I have something else to follow up with that.
okay,
I've kind of always viewed it as its own thing, as a non-brewer.
Okay.
I've always viewed ambers as their own thing. I've always found the reds that I've liked, though, to be the hoppier reds.
Okay. Like, let's say like Chronic, like
Yeah.
Pizza Board Chronic, or
Right.
like even like Shark Bite.
Yeah.
Like, stuff
Yeah,
like that.
Shark Bite was actually my favorite for a long time, and
Dude,
then
it's so
I've always viewed ambers as more toward like the lighter end, the crushable sort of spectrum, where
Smoother.
as like a really bold red is one that I'd kind of be one and done on.
What about you, Seth?
Yeah.
Reds are red, ambers are amber.
Yeah, two different.
Right.
They're two different
styles.
colors. I think you can achieve a red color with a specific set of crystal malts or blended malts
Right.
like they do nowadays. It's not easy,
Right.
but I do believe there is a distinction between the two, and BJCP classifies amber ale
Different.
as its own thing and
Right.
red ale as its own thing too. So, yeah, I mean you can tend to break it down like Chris said, is like the lower is the amber and higher is the red. You can do sessionable reds or
For the
which way
lady.
you want to do it.
Right.
But yes, I think there's a distinction between both for sure.
But if you were to pick one, what's your favorite? What would you like?
Well, I like this amber right here. This is really good.
Sounds good.
Crushing on it.
So
I'm really loving this one. Yeah.
fantastic. Following up with a karaoke question, what is your go-to karaoke song?
Yes.
Zeth?
Silence in my bathroom, as in I don't karaoke.
I like it.
You.
Mustang Sally.
Oh,
there
shit.
you
Chris
go.
with the Mustang Sally.
I don't know why I just pictured him on the bar right now singing Mustang Sally.
So
I can
Zeth-
make it a reality if you really
should.
want to get wild.
You should. So Zeth, I'm kind of with you on that one. Like,
Right.
I like to sing in my car,
In my car,
in my
yeah.
shower,
Oh, for
whatever.
sure.
I'm down. There's only been a few times I've sang karaoke, and the first time I did, I believe I sang "Say It Ain't So" by Weezer at the Vault in Redlands. That was the first time I ever did karaoke. Oh, actually, I did Sublime is kind of my go-to if I had to pick one. Like anything by Sublime.
That's one of my go-tos, Santeria.
Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a good one. Or what I got. is
BeerDad
good.
likes the old Sublime action and Caress Me Down for the adult karaoke.
Nice. Hey, that's after.
Mucho gusto, mi amo Bradley. Yeah. See?
That's after 8 pitchers of
Yes.
marshmallow
Yes.
milk stout.
Absolutely. And in fact, one time do you guys local here to this area? Do you guys remember Aloha Jays? You guys remember that? The bar over there off of Winchester. So
No.
that was the first place I ever discovered that had adult karaoke. So most places you go to
Oh.
karaoke, like
Where
they
where
bleep
do-
out words or they don't just have
Oh.
certain songs. This place is they had every song under the map. I mean, including like the most vulgar rap songs you've ever heard.
I thought you were going to say without pants. That's what.
No. Clothing optional.
Oh, okay.
There was a stripper pole on the stage, which I thought was very funny because one time I did Buck Cherry's Crazy Bitch.
Oh God.
The perfect stripper song. There you go.
Yeah, and next thing I know, all these random girls are getting up on this stripper pole, and I'm like, wow, this is pretty badass.
There
Like,
it
I'm really terrible singer. I don't know why they're dancing and having a good time. It must be the alcohol. But yeah, that was a good spot. I definitely like Aloha Jays. So I appreciate the karaoke. It's fun. I really more like I'll do it a couple times, but I like to just kind of hang back and watch.
Yeah, the people
know,
watching
yeah.
is premium for sure.
Kirkpatrick's down the road does it too.
Oh, karaoke?
Yeah, they do karaoke. I can't remember pre-COVID they did it. And
Yeah,
it's a lot of fun to go watch.
We
that,
keep
yeah.
trying to talk our sponsor Jimmy at the Craft Lounge to have karaoke, but he's like a refusal. He's just like, I'm not doing
I
it.
understand why, and it's because you become a karaoke bar. You know,
That's true. Yeah. Well, there's some people that take karaoke extremely seriously.
that's why
Yeah.
Totally doesn't want it.
Right.
Because
Yeah, they got like leagues and stuff. I didn't even know that was a thing until I met this guy that does
dude,
it.
it's like
geez.
pool league. People show up with their like pool bags.
Oh, yeah,
and
their
it's just like,
personal
dude, it's like-
microphone
It's,
and-
it's a
yeah.
way of life. It's not just the game or singing. It becomes more than that.
I just like to have fun.
Same here.
That's all I
agree.
care about.
I agree. Of course. Just singing karaoke, singing Buck Cherry with my pants off.
I love it. You don't want to hear me do the scream part. It was really bad. It sounded like someone stepped on a cat's tail in the middle of the night. But people were dancing. I don't know what happened. So, but back to this beer, back to this amber ale. This is a damn good beer. It's in my wheelhouse of things that I really enjoy. What I like about it is you get a lot of bold, kind of just smooth, caramely notes. And how I know a beer is good, and we always talk about too, is like at the end, it rinses super clean. You don't get that aftertaste that you get from a lot of, because this is not an easy beer to make, and you guys as brewers know. To get the actual color, to get that maintaining head and the lacing and everything, a lot of hard work went into this beer, but it's good. Good job.
Yeah, thank you very
good
much.
job.
Yeah.
I have a random thought. You know when you hear people say aftertaste, they're like, yeah, I like it, but it's just this weird aftertaste. My opinion is that you're tasting off flavors from
Yes,
beer.
100%.
Yeah, beer being brewed improperly.
Because
or
if it's a good beer,
quality,
it rinses clean, or it gives you that like with the pineapple hef, it gives you that last little punch of pineapple, and then you're done.
right.
You know, whereas like you said, a bad beer, you drink like a grandpa's Budweiser from the back of the fridge. Oops, I said it. And it literally tastes like you're drinking liquid Band-Aid, and it's just absolutely horrible. Or copper pennies. I mean, that's something that you see a lot in really bad beer.
That and butter.
Butter.
Diacetyl is a
Diacetyl.
big problem. with some
Totally.
places,
Not a
yeah.
fan of that. And sometimes you get it right away.
Yeah,
And it's
yeah.
sad.
Boil your beer, people. Just boil.
Boil.
Boil it all the way. Mash at correct temperatures.
That's right.
Ferment
Come on.
it at correct temperatures.
Exactly.
That's a big thing.
Cleanliness and temperatures.
Now we know why we clean all the time.
Exactly. And we
Yeah,
love
right.
it.
Yeah, we love it.
I love it.
Love it so
That's
much.
good
the
job
best.
on the amber.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, this is very
Appreciate it.
cool.
Yeah.
I just wanted to say is
Look at that color. Hold that up again one more time. I'm going to take a picture because look at that.
here.
I like that crystal clear.
We'll hold it like this. That's pretty.
Damn good color. Damn good beer.
And it's an uncommon style nowadays because
Yeah.
it's not a popular style, but it is
Yeah.
a traditional style, and I think I can speak for a lot of us. It's one of the styles that kind of got us into drinking craft beer, ambers.
How long have you guys been doing the amber ale here?
Well, let's see. This sessionable one I did, I think a few months ago, so it hasn't been on before.
Okay,
This
I was
is
gonna say,
brand
'cause
new.
I don't
It's a
think
brand
I've
new
ever
beer.
had
Yeah.
an amber ale here.
They've done one before, though, right, Seth? An amber garage?
A long time ago.
Yeah.
I think a long time.
Because I do get a lot of people that are like, "Oh, I'm glad to see that it's back." Right.
Oh,
So,
well, I hadn't heard that before. But
so it either
yeah,
meant that
I
they
mean,
were crazy or that we actually we actually had done it. So,
Like they didn't know where they were at. They thought
Yeah.
they were somewhere else. They're like, oh, good to be back.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But
it's a brewery. They're all the same.
this amber too, though, is so clean. It's another one of like the gateway category beers,
Right.
For people that want something that's got a little bit of sweetness to it, but isn't gonna hit you in the mouth with a bunch of bitterness on the back end too. So
It's
Right.
that malt flavor that
Yep.
really goes a long way because you pick up all the caramel notes, the sweetness, the toffee, and it's a low beer. I mean, it's only 5.2.
yeah,
Yeah.
So you get tons and tons of flavor, and you think, well, 5%. I mean, it's like what Budweiser's like 4.8 or something.
Right.
And it's not much more than that, but my God, it tastes so much better than that. So
Thanks to some crystal malts. And,
hey, there it is.
I had to,
oh, gee.
Wait, who's taking their pants off though?
right?
I already have my pants off.
It's getting there.
pants?
Yeah, seriously.
I mean, just think about it. You got yourself a nice glass of this. You're chilling on the porch. That 311 song hits, and you're like, "Whoa, amber is the
Oh.
color of your energy." Yeah.
By the way, Justin's only 2 pitchers of marshmallow stout into this one.
I mean, I grew up in that era. Like 311 and
Oh, yeah.
Sublime was like my jam. You know.
Yeah.
Well, yeah,
Definitely
being in
the
Southern
same.
California, I always joke that in Beaumont, Sublime is Beaumont's band. You go to a house party, you put on Sublime, everybody,
Yep.
the moms, the grandmas,
Just
they're all
stops
singing
and
it.
sing along. Yeah. With the G.I. Joe Kung Fu grip, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Even grandma.
Yeah, grandma.
Grandma, for sure.
Gotta watch out.
Speaking of grandma, you guys are going to meet her at the end of the
Yeah,
show.
we're gonna hear from her later.
Yeah, so I like that.
We have her, as always, she's just hanging out in the car while we do this.
Yeah, he's going to
You
go.
crack a window?
With the windows cracked.
He's going to go
You,
wake
you
her
let
up
her out
in
of
a
the
little
trunk
bit.
this time, right? You put her in the back seat? No?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Upgrade.
Or you put down the back seat like a Honda Civic where you put the seat down
Oh, yeah.
out of the trunk so you can crawl through?
Totally.
Love it.
Yeah, okay,
Oh, yeah.
good. All right, good.
We're not
You're not
we're
animals.
not heartless,
You're
Jesus.
not animals.
Yeah, I know. Yeah.
All right, we'll get back to some questions about the brewery here. What is well, I think you kind of mentioned. So the number one bestseller is going to be Mango Hef.
Yeah, by a pretty wide margin too, because
Okay.
it's one that if people haven't had before, it's still going to be like number one on their flight. It's also number one on the list and in your hearts.
Yes.
But it's the first one people will read when they're deciding what to drink too. So we definitely fly through that.
It's a pre-decision beer.
Yeah, but to back that one up, right now it's actually been either the Zolo, the 951 Blonde, which is kind of newer for us too,
Yeah,
or
nice.
the Inline IPA. Those are kind of tied for second right now, jockeying for position.
I like
That's cool that some of the flagship beers are still on top like that. You know, like you said, like
Yeah.
the IPA was one of the first.
Well, it kind of shows
Mango
how they did it right, out of the
Right.
out of the gate. That it hasn't lost any steam as these guys have come out with the newer stuff that's still very good, like the pineapple hef. The mango's not going to go anywhere. You
Yeah.
know, it's just great.
Right.
I like it.
Synonymous to your guys' brewery.
Yeah, for sure.
So we mentioned Disneyland earlier, and we know that Avengers Campus has it. Is there anywhere else in Disneyland where you can find garage brewing that you know of offhand?
No, I believe that's kind of where it blew up was over there. No, I haven't heard. I mean, maybe they'll branch out at some point,
Okay.
but as far as I know, that's where to get it.
Definitely really cool if you guys want to experience an amazing time. Go to the Avengers Campus in the California Adventure and go to Pim's Test Kitchen. We had a pretzel that was like the size of a football field, which was really crazy. and for Disneyland prices, we all know, we joke, Disneyland's very expensive. But the pretzel was only $12, which I thought, you go to any brewery that has like a pretzel on their appetizer menu, that's $10-12. So
Right.
I thought that was great, and it was huge. Like literally, because that's the whole theme. Is like it's either something really shrunk down or something really large, and definitely highly recommended. They also have a like $100 panini sandwich, but it feeds like 10 people. So don't get too worried. But it's giant.
Okay.
It's like the world's largest panini. We didn't order that because we weren't really that hungry. But the beer, so the little bar outside has a giant beer can. I can't remember what beer it is, but it's a giant beer can and it's a circular bar, so really, really cool spot. And you can get flights, and the flights you actually, if you look at my Instagram, there's a flight I took a picture of which had Garage Brewing in it.
Thank you for the tag.
Marshmallow milk stout. And you get to keep the flight. So the little glasses, they're like little, almost like beakers for like chemistry and stuff like that.
Oh, cool.
And then it comes with like a ruler, like a measuring ruler as the actual flight. And you get to keep it after you buy it. It's like $30, which a little pricey for a flight, but for Disneyland standards,
Yeah.
Better, because over in Star Wars Galaxy Edge, if you go into the cantina, they got a beer flight you can get that's like $80 that you get to keep.
God,
But that one's porcelain.
$80.
They're like Rancor teeth. If you're a Star Wars geek, you're into it. Of course, I ponied up for that the first time I went.
Dang, dude.
The wife's like, "Did you seriously just spend $80 on a flight?"
Yeah.
I'm like, "But I get to keep it." And she's like, "Where's it gonna go?"
Oh, man. It's all fun and games until your kid breaks one of the Wrangler teeth.
Oh, I'd be really
No,
sad.
they don't touch it. They don't touch that.
Don't touch the Rancor.
You keep the
And then
kids
they've
away
got to
from
work
that
it off.
It goes in the fancy
Yeah.
cabinet
Chores.
next to the Fabergé eggs and
China. Fine China.
Definitely shout out
the
to
weird plates.
to you guys for being at Disneyland, because that's actually a really cool thing for those that are big Disney fans, and to see one of your local breweries actually in the park is cool, because usually when you go to an amusement park you see Budweiser, Coors Light, Miller, you know, but people have wisened up, you know, baseball venues, football venues, they've wisened up, starting to carry craft beer, and to see that at Disney, that's pretty cool. So congrats on that. All right, well, let's jump into this next one, because you snuck this one in because it's your favorite, Chris. So
Yeah,
we're
let's
going to
do
have
it.
some mango deuce coupe. Let's see here.
Yeah, so this one sits at, like I said, 8.9, right below the 9 mark.
The aroma on it is just like crazy mango juice.
Yeah, it's killer. And the mango flavor itself, at least I feel like it hits way more subtle than the smell, which is, you know...
That's what you want.
True of a lot, right? It gets
that's
you
what you
hyped
want.
up for the drink. And then it's just a real clean finish, similar to how the pineapple half the mango, I think, is last. It's just a nice way to round it out. And for people, not that you're going to really convince somebody who doesn't like beer to jump right to a double IPA, but if you're trying to convince somebody who doesn't really mess with IPAs but drinks beer, this would be a good one to introduce them to, because I think a lot of people think of double IPAs, like the Stone sort of. It's all hops. It kicks you
Overly
right in the
bitter,
face.
too hopped,
You know,
you're like forward.
you got to be a whiskey drinker to drink their beer, kind of stuff. And I think this is a much more approachable version, a category of beer that somebody might shy away from typically.
Right.
Absolutely. Well, I like it a lot.
I think
Double
it's
IPA is usually kind of my go-to anywhere. And like you say, the aroma on it's like, wow, heavy on the mango, but then when you taste it, get all those nice hop notes. It does not have a real bitter flavor because of the mango. I think if there was more mango in here, it would probably be a bad thing. I think it's like that perfect balance where I can still get the hop flavor but not be burnt by it and get that hop stain on my tongue.
Yep.
And so this is a really very well balanced double IPA. And it's not hazy like a lot of things.
Yeah.
Right? That's the other thing. Really cool. Love the color.
Nice West Coasty.
What do you think, Brandon?
I think it's fantastic. Nice balance with the mango and the hops. I don't know exactly. Did you guys go over the hops? I didn't catch that.
No,
I don't
but
know.
Seth
You
is right
touch
here,
on those
so-
hops that are used in here.
You put me on the spot. I
That's
don't
okay,
remember.
that's okay.
I haven't done the Deuce Coupe here in a while.
Oh, that's all I was basically saying, the balance is very well
I'm getting some pine
situated.
flavor.
Yeah,
Chinook, Citra.
the OGC hops.
Yeah.
I can look it up, but I can't,
Oh, yeah,
there's
definitely.
There's two other ones. I can't
No,
remember.
I got the nice pine characteristic. You know, that nice bittering. Quality. Very
Bitter
nice.
in a good way, though.
Yeah, no. When I say bitter, you know, a lot of people. I don't know why, but a lot of people, have bitter in their mind as being a bad thing. I personally,
Astringent, almost
It's-
like
yeah.
harsh, and just like punching you in the face.
Right,
And some
no.
beers do that, and
Yeah.
it's a wrong. It's a weird balance you have to reach with the malt and the hop has to work together. And if
Sure.
you don't do that, then you drink something and it's just okay. You did a 95 IBU beer,
Yeah.
and you used 2-row. So,
Yeah.
but I mean, you're not doing anything there, but just
Right.
burning somebody's palate out, and
Exactly.
it's not flavorful. It's not going to be nice.
Right. Balance is important.
Balance is a huge issue,
Right,
in
and
some places. But
Totally, and I feel like you guys definitely
We try
hit
hard
the
to
nail on the
make it-
head
make
for
it
sure.
work, yeah.
That's important. Like you said earlier, and I really love this because I stand by this as well, is making sure that you still know it's beer. So
Yeah.
when you drink it, you're like, oh, mango, like right on. Some beers you'll taste and you're like, wow, this is just tastes like mango, like puree, but this is beer with mango incorporated, which is nice, and you can still tell it's a double IPA. So
Absolutely.
very well balanced, and like I've been saying, good job. Thank you.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Great beer. Absolutely great beer. And I could see why it's your favorite or your go-to here.
Yeah, definitely.
That's good stuff. All right. Now we're going to address the elephant in the room.
Oh, geez.
Oh man, I knew this was coming.
It's
All
coming.
right. I prepared for this all night.
All right. So he's got his teleprompter ready, so he's ready
Yeah.
to ask, because there's a lot of people that
Cue cards,
are,
please.
There's a lot of people that are a little kind of,
A little.
little, right? we'll just go with that. But Garage Brewing, which I'm very familiar with and been around for quite some time, used to carry, you still carry food, but you used to be very famous for your pizza.
Yep.
And we had a pandemic that happened, and everything's kind of changed, and gave you guys an opportunity to not necessarily rebrand, but refocus your tap room to be more on the beer side and focus,
Right.
As a brewery, which is what you should, because you guys make amazing beers.
Yep.
So we don't have pizza anymore,
That is correct.
but you
yeah.
do have a menu. So tell
Sure.
us about your new and improved Garage Brewing menu.
Yeah, so the pizza thing it's been a sore spot since we reopened, for sure. It's hard, when you're in a community for as long as this place has been, and you get known for certain things.
Right.
And it was in our name. It was Garage Pizza and Brewing, and the issue we ran into had nothing to do with how good the pizza was, how viable it was, how profitable it was. None of those things. That a lot of assumptions have been made why the pizza has left.
Right.
And when I get a chance to explain it to somebody one-on-one, they kind of get it. They might still be a little disappointed the pizza's gone. But before, this was a great place to bring the family, a soccer team. The dynamic was low tables that all got pushed together, large groups, lots of minors.
Yeah.
Inherently, there's noise that comes with that. That's fine. I have a
Yeah.
couple littles of my own. I get it.
Absolutely.
But it was a cool place to grab a beer for dad or mom. Cool place for the kids to get some pizza, and the two did work really well together. Well, the issue was we became kind of known as a pizza place that had beer, and not as a brewery that had pizza.
Right.
So during COVID, and again, the change we made had nothing to do with COVID.
Right.
We weren't. It wasn't out of suffering or anything like that. It was a very conscious, intentional decision to turn our space here into more of a tap room, tasting room, brew pub style, grown-up atmosphere.
Yeah.
For example, the tables we have here now, the tabletops are welded onto the top of barrels.
This is badass, by the way. I had to just tell you how cool I thought that was when you explained this to us.
Don't worry,
Yeah.
there'll be
Yeah.
photos.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
appreciate
Video.
that. Yeah, so
Just had to say that.
the tables that we have here, the aesthetic is super cool, I think. But in addition to that, you can sit at a table that is barrel aging beer that you can drink later.
It's insane.
And I think for like a true a craft beer, somebody who appreciates craft beer, that is the ultimate full circle, like circle of life
That's dope.
to beer drinking.
Bring your own nail. No, I'm
Yeah,
just
right.
kidding.
Yeah.
That straw in
Yeah,
there when no one's looking.
if you pull out Zeth's Vinny nail, he's going to get you.
I put screws in so you couldn't.
There you go.
Perfect.
Okay, I know how you.
Perfect.
I know you, motherfuckers. Do. You come in here, you just
I
reach
would-
down, and you go kink. My
So-
glass is
Yeah.
full again.
So I
Okay.
wouldn't do that. I really wouldn't. But
Yeah.
I think it's kind of a cool idea if you're into that kind of thing.
Yeah. No, so it's, like I said, it's a very intentional change. What COVID did was provide us an unintentional and unplanned time frame to be without customers.
Right.
So, what better time to remodel than when you can't be open anyway?
Yeah.
Totally.
So that the time we took for that was great that it coincided with the time that we weren't operating in that sense. We're very blessed, to own this building. We're backed by a brewery that's doing very well. The distribution
Yeah.
actually grew during COVID,
Absolutely.
which is just absolutely amazing. So we a lot of people question whether we reopen or not, if we're going to be here. There was never a doubt about us actually financially making it through COVID here at the tap room. It was more about waiting until we could reopen without restrictions, because in my opinion, my humble opinion, a tasting room is what it is because of the gathering of people,
Right.
the social aspect, the talking about beer, the relatability of the beer drinker and the camaraderie, right?
Totally.
And without that, what do you really have? So to be restricted to 25% or to go only wasn't really like what we do.
Right.
But speaking of the food, now what we have, I think, is a very good bar menu. We have the best wings in town, in my opinion. So that's going to be kind of our thing to hang our hat on to replace being known for the pizza. I think the beer and wing combo here is going to be second to none.
Who doesn't like buffalo wings?
The beer wife
Right.
already texted me and said
Right.
you better bring wings home.
I can make that happen.
Totally.
I know a guy who knows a guy.
Yeah, well, Brandon and I plan on having some lunch here because
dude, totally
I'm
down.
excited to try some of the new things. But the wings, same recipe as before. That you guys, when you just introduced them, change it up a little bit.
So
flavors?
bigger wings.
Okay.
So we go jumbo premium. We apply the
Nice.
same philosophy to this food that we're doing, even though it's more of a bar style menu that we did at the pizza, where it's all the
Right.
highest quality ingredients you can get.
Yeah.
But it is food designed to back the beer up now.
Okay.
So the beer is the focus. Like I said before, this is the showroom now for the beer.
Yeah.
The food is here to keep you fed, to keep the buzz at an appropriate level. But the food is meant to back up the beer, which we're celebrating now, instead of being the pizza joint with the beer.
Right. I've seen some. You've been posting a lot on Instagram. Some of the new choices on the menu, and everything looks amazing. So I'm excited to try it. I know there's a lot of people on there like, oh, you got rid of the pizza, and yes, the pizza was flipping amazing. But I'm just one of those types of people that like I really like garage brewing for the beer, and so the pizza for me was kind of like it was like the afterthought.
Right.
But and some of these people are like, oh man, I can't believe you got rid of it. But it's like, okay, the beer never changed, and
Right.
obviously here, Zeph's doing a good job, and you guys got some new beers coming out, some new lines to keep that going, and so there's still food here.
Yeah,
Which,
absolutely.
unlike a lot of breweries, you don't get food. I know some people have been doing like the old food trucks and stuff like that, but
Yeah.
to be able to be here and enjoy beer that you already know is really good, and then still have some great food to back that up, that's awesome. So I highly encourage everybody to give it a shot. Try the new menu items. I know because some of the new menu items that came, when the last time I was here, when there was still pizza, all the appetizers that we had were really, really good. So I'm stoked to try some of the new stuff. So congrats on that, and definitely
Appreciate it.
come by Garage Brewing now that they're reopened, and give them a shot for sure.
I appreciate that.
Wings, beer.
That's
Yeah,
all.
right.
That's all you need.
Come on.
So what's your favorite thing to eat here, Chris?
So I'm addicted to the liquid gold burger.
Liquid gold.
So what that is, it's actually a chicken burger. All of our sandwiches are chicken, either fried chicken breast or chicken burger patties.
Yeah.
Because you can only do so much fried stuff. Try to lighten it up a little bit with the chicken.
So it's not fried. It's an actual like ground chicken patty.
It is, but that is fried.
Okay.
I'm not going to sit here and lie to your face.
How could you not fry chicken? I'm sorry. I know like grilled chicken is great, but
Yeah. Well, and then that's the big secret. Our menu for what it is, we have a fryer is our cooking utensil.
Right.
So the fact that we pulled off the menu we have, I think, is something to be proud of. But the liquid gold burger is the chicken patty. It's got jalapenos, bacon, nacho cheese.
nice.
Nacho cheese.
Yes.
Is the killer.
So there's the liquid gold.
Yeah.
like it.
And then you can get it with any side you want. We do it with fries, but we've got sweet potato fries, tater tots, onion rings,
Yeah.
zucchini fries, whatever you want. We've kind of got it in that sense.
Gotta love fried zucchini, baby.
Yeah, right?
Damn.
Brandon, you're a big fried food fan, so I think you're going to be.
Dude, I'm a food fan in general. It doesn't need to be fried. I like all kinds of stuff, dude.
I'm actually surprised that you're not like pulling something out of your pocket right now.
Right.
Eating.
Yeah, the whole thing was that when we're in Texas, I always had about a half pound of smoked meat in my pocket everywhere we went.
Well, it's Texas. You have
Yeah.
to.
You have to,
It's like
yeah.
kind of part of the law. Isn't
It was that, and you also we
You get pulled
also
over
had,
without a
yeah, right.
without meat in your
where's
pocket.
your meat? Where's your meat?
You had that Lone
Sir,
Star.
sir, I'm going to see your. I need to see your license, registration, your meat, and your Lone Star tall can.
And your cowboy hat.
That was a good time in Texas. It really was.
I just watched that King of the Hill episode when he takes that guy around. He's like he's like a, what do you call it, the propane, like a mogul or whatever. And he's taking him around town. He's like, "Where's your cowboy hat?" He's like, "Where's your 6-shooter?" He's like, he's asking. He's like, "You're not a real Texan." Hank's like, "Boo!" He's like, I just sell propane and propane accessories.
Zeth, what do you like to eat here?
I like the wings.
The wings?
Yeah,
That's probably going to be
the wings
my
are solid. I'm a big
go-to.
wing guy, so
Me too.
I like the wings. Yeah, they're big, fat, juicy.
Do you like
so nice.
like what's your like sauce? Or do you like the hot stuff?
I
do you
love
like sweet
hot
stuff?
sauce.
Hell yeah.
I
Me too.
love hot. Spicier the better.
I like to
I
sweat
agree.
when you're
Love
eating.
it.
That's one of my favorite.
If you're not sweating, you ain't doing it right.
no,
But I don't know. I'm kind of in the older I get, though, the less I like to be in pain.
we definitely
So
do regret it afterwards.
Because
Well,
I-
they have antacids.
I
That's all
did,
it's for.
I did the hot one. So we have a regular that comes into the craft lounge, and he has the whole. Have you ever seen that show on YouTube? It's called Hot Ones.
Yeah.
When they bring
Yeah,
like
yeah.
celebrities on.
Yeah.
I love that
So they
show.
bring celebrities on the show, and they eat different wings with
Yeah.
different hot sauces, and it progressively gets hotter. So our friend Daniel, he brings the season 8 lineup, and so anybody who wants to try it, we'll just get like order a naked wings from Wingstop, whatever, and we did the challenge one time, and we got to that. You ever heard of that shit called what's it called? It's again Da Bomb. It's called
Yeah,
Liquid
yeah.
Insanity,
Yeah.
Da Bomb.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's why I feel the way I do now, because that shit
You're still feeling it.
tore me up. Yeah, seriously. That's why I've been to the bathroom 3 times since we started. I'm just kidding. I just have a weak bladder and a narrow urethra. I'm just kidding.
Narrow
Road to sales. That's a nickname.
All right, so wings. Well, we're stoked to have some food here in a little bit, but real quick, what do we have to look forward to in the future from Garage Brewing?
So that's an excellent segue into the last thing on your tray, actually.
All right.
Oh,
So
yeah.
we,
Surprise.
like I spoke about earlier in the tables, we're doing a lot of barrel aging products, and Zeth can really break down a lot of what's going on. But we are, with the new focus being tasting room and being really focused on the brewery and what's coming out.
Yeah.
We have on your tray, we have a fortified amber. And the idea with these is to do release parties, brew pub exclusive, bottled for take home, on tap here only. But these are going to be beers that were made and aged on site. You can even see we have the bubblers on top of some of the ones that were just barreled.
I see that.
So it's an ongoing process. They're all tagged. They can tell you what's in them. So we've got everything from our tow truck Belgian Chapelle in there. We've got a marshmallow milk stout. We've got this amber. We've got all
Wait.
sorts of stuff coming.
Did you hear that? Barrel-aged marshmallow milk stout.
Yeah, Zeth is a madman.
Oh, boy. I'm looking forward to that.
Yeah.
How many more months do we have for that one?
Maybe another month or 2.
Okay.
Maybe.
All right.
We'll see how it goes.
We'll have to keep an eye out for that for sure.
That one's going to be called On Vanilla Clouds.
That's tight.
Yeah.
Well, and all of those release dates too. You can follow us at Garage Brew Co. I'll be posting once we actually come up with official dates for those, so you can make sure you get down here and get your hands on it, because it's going to be pretty small batch, limited release kind of stuff.
There you go. You heard it here first. So pay attention to Garage Brew Co. on Instagram, and stay tuned for those release dates, because you're going to want to not miss out on that. I know I'm not going to miss out on that, because I love the marshmallow milk stout, but then now you're telling me there's a barrel-aged version of it. Definitely going to have to get my hands on that and try that out for sure. Brandon's stoked for
Yes.
that. Look at that. You know what? I just thought of something. Let's see, a month or so. What do we do, Brandon? They're November-ish as far as an episode.
November-ish.
Yeah. What kind of episode do we do? What did we do last year that was absolutely bonkers and insane?
Well, we did a stout episode.
Stout season is almost amongst us, so when that's ready, we might have to have a bottle of that for the stout season episode.
Get that
because-
lined up
oh, yeah.
with the other 15 bottles
Yeah,
that we're probably going to have
if you guys,
there.
for the listeners know, we did our stout season episode last year. That was nuts. 14 or 15 different stouts, nothing less than 12%.
Yeah. Well,
Yowza.
It was bonkers. So it was one of our longest episodes ever.
I look forward to it.
It was 3 weeks.
3 weeks later.
2 weeks later. it was insane, but I still appreciate that one comment we got where the guy said, It was a 2-hour episode. In the first hour, he's like, I listened to you on my way to work, and it was a great show like always. And then on the way home, I listened to your second hour, and it was so bonkers I almost crashed my car because I was laughing so hard. Some of the things that you guys were saying, I'm like, well, that'd be the 12 to 14% barrel-aged stouts that got us.
That's right.
So that was good. So we'll look forward to some of those releases. That's awesome. So we have a very special beer. You said a fortified amber.
That's it.
Barrel-aged.
I'm excited for this.
Zeph, tell us about what we're about to drink right here.
So the fortified amber is the imperial version of the amber ale that you drank earlier.
Okay.
So it's much higher in ABV. After barrel aging, this one's about 11.7. This uses bourbon/whiskey barrels from Green Bar Distillery, local in LA.
Okay.
We got a handful of them from them. This one aged, I want to say 9 months in barrel. Slight back blending in there just to give it a little balance.
Okay.
And hopefully soon we'll be putting this out in bottles. I think we're just waiting on labels, honestly. So,
Nice.
yeah.
Well, I'm stoked. Brandon, have you dived in?
Not yet. I was going to wait. I'm being a gentleman.
All right, here we go.
Cheers.
One sip, everybody knows the rules. No, that's the pizza guy. Sorry. We did that on the last episode.
Yeah.
We had fun with that.
That
Let's
was
see.
cool.
Oh, my God. Oh, my God.
It brings me back to the good old days where
Wow.
everything was barrel aged.
Yeah.
The sweetness
Dude.
on that. That is good. Wow. You
Wow,
drank
dude.
this yet?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, come on. Yeah.
That right there. Well,
He's got his own personal nail.
the,
I mean, there is tap right there. So.
if you can find
Well, yeah, that too.
He knows where I keep the beer.
if you can find bad about a beer, the only thing bad about this is the fact that it's dangerous because if you drink too much of it, you're in trouble.
It's
You
really
said-
really sneaky.
up.
Yeah,
Yeah.
for
It'll
the
pop.
ABV on that one, it is a super sleeper.
It'll
super
probably-
super flavorful, and then the greatest part about it is no not hot burn, but alcohol burn.
Right.
None.
But it'll definitely throw your D in the dirt, if you know what I'm saying.
Yeah,
That's that back blending. I mean, it was a little hot coming out of the barrel, and
Yeah.
using just even like a 12% back blend on the original batch, and then just letting it rest, meld for about 2-3 days, carb it up, and taste it. And it was like, man, this thing hit everything that I was looking for.
Awesome.
It still has that nice little, that little kick at the end that really just lets you know that it was in a barrel and that it has some heat, which
Yeah.
I really appreciate. But when you're drinking it, because I took a nice little slug out of it, considering how heavy this is.
yeah.
And it didn't throw me off. It didn't, make me feel like I was gonna
Not wheezing and coughing.
make a
Yeah.
trip to Yak Mountain.
There have been barrel aged beers that have done that too.
Well, yeah.
Everybody, yeah.
Oh, of course.
Oh
But
yeah.
That's awesome, and I'm really excited to see this whole barrel aging thing go on. And you have to check out the tap room now with all these tables set up with all the beers being
barrels there,
barrel
man,
aged.
it's
That
insane.
is so dope. I think I've been in a lot of tap rooms or breweries that have the barrels up on the wall or whatever, but I think this is the first time where I've seen the actual tables that you're sitting at
Right. Me too.
where they're barrel aging beers. That's fucking dope.
Yeah.
So kudos on that.
Totally.
I appreciate
for
it,
the
yeah.
beer geeks out
Yeah.
there that listen to our show, definitely have to come check that out.
Yeah, no, it's one of those things that I love it because it's subtle enough where if you don't care, you'll never know, and that's
Right.
fine. You sit down, you have a good time. You don't need to know that, but for the people that are interested, that's a really cool tie-in to be able to think, oh, what's coming next? You check the tag on your table to see what Zeth is aging
Yeah.
at the moment. Like that, I just think that's such a cool tie-in to be able to do. It just kind of it really hits you right in the face. If you've been here before when it was pizza and you come in now, there is no subtlety to what's different.
Yeah.
You walk in and it hits you right up front. You realize that we're on a different path. You guys can see some of the food coming out now.
Look at that.
The
Boneless wings. Is that what
yeah.
I'm looking at?
Yeah.
Those look great.
But beer heavy and serious.
That's
Yeah.
it. We want the
That's
beer to be the
awesome.
focus. I mean, we're up to some really cool stuff here. I'm blessed as an operator to have the backing of a brewery that they know what they're good at, but they're also not afraid to do new stuff.
Right.
And that's exciting for me because, like I said, you get to come in and say, hey, what's new? And I'm going to be able to tell you and show it off and talk about it and share it with you. And that's just a really cool spot to be. So I'm lucky we got to, build a tasting room that sort of, it looks like that's what we're up to.
Totally.
And we're not full of it,
I dig that. And that's important to beer enthusiasts, and people who take beer serious,
Yeah.
Yeah. That's really cool.
and your everyday consumers,
Yeah.
which is important.
Right.
I got jealous you while we're having
Oh,
it.
nice.
You got some barrel aged
Dude, it's so
fortified
good.
amber.
I started getting all upset.
Now,
I was
is
like,
that so, this is a secret. This is not available yet. So you're hearing it for the first time here on the BeerDad and Brew podcast. Thanks for letting us
Totally.
have a little
Yeah.
Back to the Future.
It's like a
Into the
private
future.
private screening.
Right.
So is that the name, Fortified Amber Barrel Age? Or are you guys going to come up with a different name? or-
Fortified Amber is the name.
Fortified Amber.
Imperial Amber turned to fortified. Fortified's an English term meaning extra strong.
Nice.
Or,
So like my wife.
Hey, mine too, yeah.
Is your wife's name Amber too?
No.
Oh, okay.
Layla.
Layla. Oh, hey, like the song.
Exactly.
Yeah, so
Preston.
I've got a song for my wife, and you got a song for yours as well.
Hey.
There you go.
There you go.
That's actually one of my favorite
Yeah.
Eric Clapton songs.
Oh, yeah, great song.
This is a really, really good beer. You did a great job on this.
Thank you.
And I'm
Thank
looking
you very
forward to future barrel-aged releases from you guys.
Yeah, so just to kind of go down the line a little bit, we've got a couple other ones. We have a version of the tow truck, which is our Belgian Chapelle, which is actually pretty popular as well. It's a lot higher in ABV just to begin with, but
Yeah.
it's an easy, cheaper cost beer that honestly just gets you fucked up. I mean, think Budweiser double, and
Right,
that's
right.
kind of what it is. But we
Yeah.
went ahead and barrel aged that because we're crazy, and that one I think ended up around 12.
Okay.
And then of course you mentioned the marshmallow milk stout. We
Yes.
just threw that right in a couple barrels. These are all coming out, I'm hoping, within the next month and a half, 2 months. We've done, let's see, we did the Hefeweizen base.
Okay.
We've done an Imperial Porter, a pastry stout. We have some gin barrels going. Gin takes a little bit longer to extract all that character out of the barrel, so those guys are going to sit for a while longer. I don't have the time frame on those, but Wee Heavy is also the next one.
Nice. That's one of my
Brandon
favorite
and Josh
styles.
made a
Yeah.
really amazing Wee Heavy.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Good
good.
Scotch action.
Yeah, we
like
did
that.
we did a wee heavy that was hop with hop of Vajradena. It's like it's very kind of like obscure hop, and then we also used dry hopped it with Strata as well. It was really really cool. Yeah, it turned out really cool.
Nice.
Are any of these barrels, and maybe you can tell me or not tell me, but are any of these barrels going to be a barrel-aged peanut butter?
No. Sorry.
Straight up, no, dude.
Once you get an available barrel, please make that because
Okay.
I'm down for that.
All right. All right. I'll keep it in mind.
All right.
We are doing the golden stout in the
If
barrel
you-
as well. So
If
maybe
you want
that'll-
something really crazy here, this is free. I'm not going to charge you for this,
I think I know
but
what you're gonna say. That's probably what I was gonna say too.
a peanut butter and jelly barrel-aged stout.
Oh no.
That's.
Hey, I love peanut butter
Let
jelly.
me tell you
This is
something.
much
It's
the next
one of
person.
my favorite Bottle Logics beers.
Does it
and-
come in the desert?
Yeah. So
I have a bottle
if
of that somewhere
you
in my fridge. Right
if
now.
you can pull that off somehow.
How about
some
how,
way.
how about the peanut butter cup and the marshmallow together?
Oh, that's how I
In a
make my
barrel.
s'mores. I don't do Hershey's. I do peanut butter cups.
Oh,
That might be
I
a
do
good
too.
idea.
All right.
I do.
All right.
All are welcome.
butter,
All candy
marshmallow.
bars are welcome.
Peanut butter marshmallow barrel aged stout.
Yes.
All right. All
We're
right.
starting to get crazy here right now.
Oh no.
You got my brain turning now. I'm starting like, well, I do. So what we do with the barrels is we second use them. So a lot of places just use them once.
Sure.
They dump them, get rid of them. We actually use them again.
Sure.
There's been studies done. Stone's done this. A couple of the bigger guys have done this, where they've second used them. And the only difference is really that we've seen, and this might translate to us or not, but you just let them sit longer. So they take longer to extract. The beer
Yeah.
has to get into the staves a bit more to pull all of the flavor profiles that you want for a
Absolutely.
barrel-aged beer. So we're second using it, and I do have an Imperial breakfast stout.
Oh.
Think KBS.
Right.
So we're going that route with
Okay.
that one, and then of course, I mean, you got to age a barley wine.
Yes.
Unless you're not a brewer unless you've aged a barley
I
wine.
love.
I mean, that's like the gold star.
That's one of my favorites.
on your name.
styles
That is
too.
that is
You have to
something
do it.
that is you have to at least experience once in your life. You never had barley wine or barrel-aged barley wine.
God. So I'm going to throw out one real quick,
Behold.
but before I do that, I have to say, so the only barrel aged beer I've ever done was a barrel aged Irish Red with Jimmy from the Craft Lounge, and we aged it on Tahitian vanilla, which is really cool. But I'm going to say, in the barley wine realm, I don't know if you guys have a favorite, but my favorite personally, and it just is so good, is Anchorage Brewing Deal with the Devil is probably my favorite barrel aged barley wine that I've ever had. And I don't know. I don't know about you.
Zeth, how about you? Barley wine. I'll tell you what mine is. Mine's very obscure, and there's going to be a very handful of people that are going to be like, I've had that before. What do you think, Zeth, as far as barley wine?
I'm trying to look up the brewery now. I can't remember the name off the top of my head. It's in San Diego. It's a very small place. It's by Petco Park.
Okay.
You can literally
Not
look
the
out the banister sitting outside, and you can see the
Mission?
park.
Mission Brewing.
I'm looking it up.
Or is it the one that's in that Victorian house down the street?
Yes.
Oh, I know. Half Door.
Half door.
Half Door.
There you go.
Okay.
That guy brews it. Everything there.
Yeah.
It's an English food, and the English food. My wife's British, so it's like authentic as hell.
Yeah.
His beer is really good, and that barley wine is always on tap, and it's so fucking good. Oh my god!
I thought you were
That's so
going to actually,
badass.
if you were going to say the barley wine that I'm thinking of, I was going to be like, no way, because I thought I was going to be like super obscure, because when you said San Diego, I'm like, oh man.
narrowed it down.
It's a small brewery. So the Poorhouse, anybody heard of the Poorhouse Brewing?
Yeah.
I have
So
not.
they're over there by Belching Beaver and Rip Current. So I really like
Vista.
that. Very no,
Yeah.
not Vista.
Oh, San Mar-
North Park or South Park or whatever that.
North Park, I think.
Yeah. So
Oh, yeah?
yeah, they're
Rip Current, I think, is in San Marcos too, isn't it?
Yeah. So that's why. That's why.
This is the one that's down in like down close to downtown, but on the
San
outskirts.
Marcos.
So the Poorhouse is a very small tap room, just a tasting room, and their theme is like they're poor. So like there's like garbage taped to the wall and like all this stuff. But they had a barley wine called the Panty Dropper, 18.5%.
Oh my god.
Okay.
Now it sounds like that's going to be terrible, right?
Yeah.
The name, first of all, the Panty Dropper, caught my eye as soon as I looked at that.
Sounds like a.
Why is that called the Panty Dropper?
Sounds like a karaoke thing.
They will only sell you a splash of it.
Yeah.
So it's like $6 or whatever it is. But I just remember, like, I'm thinking, like,
They really
okay,
are poor.
Yeah, 18.5%. I'm like, this is gonna suck. But I ordered it just because of the ABV,
Of course.
and I was just amazed at the complexity and the aroma, the flavor profile, everything that they got. I mean, the brewer. Shout out to the brewer down there. Like, wow, amazing. So definitely check that out for sure if you can.
Oh yeah.
Panty Dropper.
Poorhouse. Panty Dropper Poorhouse.
There you go.
That'll do.
So, and back to your barrel-aged fortified amber. Amazing job. When are you going to release this, Chris?
We're still just finalizing labeling to get the bottles ready. Because the idea is for it to be kind of like a bottle grab here at the tap room.
Okay.
It'll be exclusive to here, so it won't be in circulation. It won't even be at our very biased gas station offering. You'll have to come down here and snag it from us and hang out and at least see another human being and interact a little bit. But yeah, the idea will be to hype it up and have that night be about celebrating the barrel release stuff. So it'll be hopefully a room full of like-minded people that enjoy that kind of stuff, and we can brag about it and break it down. And maybe I can sweet talk Zeth into being here to talk about what he did.
There you go.
If people are interested in sort of increasing their knowledge or at least understanding how the process works, I think those events are super cool.
You're definitely going to get some beer geeks in here anytime you put a BA. I've had a couple of people that are like, what does it mean when I see the BA in front of you? I don't want to be mean or anything.
Barely
but
alcoholic.
barrel-aged.
Yeah.
Barely alcoholic.
Just try it.
Just
What a
worry about it.
rookie.
You won't like it. Just give it to me. You won't like it.
But for the beer geeks to know that you guys are barrel aging now, that's going to be huge. Because there are people that's their wheelhouse. That's all they drink.
Yeah.
Is barrel aged beers, and for me, it's one of those things. Like I like it. My way of drinking a barrel aged beer. That's like my special treat. I drink all my normal beers that are in my wheelhouse, my everyday drinking beers, and then if I have like a friend that I haven't seen in a long time, or got relatives or a good buddy over and we're celebrating something, that's when the barrel aged stuff comes out.
That's
because it's easy to sell and keep for a while.
Yeah, exactly.
So.
Yeah, with the higher ABVs, I mean, those can be gifts even. You can hold on to those for upcoming birthdays and, like you said, celebration kind of stuff. But what they're doing now, like I said, the Brewers Zeth specifically too, they're really helping to define our new direction. The reason that we changed everything here is to show off all this stuff. So we've created an atmosphere where that makes sense instead of competing with trophy season for the local soccer team with a barrel aged party. It's going to be about the beer now. So
Awesome.
I'd love to see a little soccer team in here getting schnockered on some barrel-aged beer.
No,
I know you can't do that.
No, we don't.
yeah, yeah,
I'm going to bring my daughter's volleyball team in here and get them set up.
yeah. Hilarious.
But, yeah, no, great job. So a lot of cool things happening here at Garage. Chris, before we end the show here, go ahead and tell our listeners, you can tell them anything. This is your sales pitch for Garage Brewing to bring them in.
Yeah, no, I appreciate the opportunity. I mean, it's been interesting seeing the reaction to the new changes. Obviously, there's a lot that is different, but at the core of it is the beer. And these guys have been brewing really clean, well balanced, great beer in every category for a long time. And there's no reason to not come check it out. I mean, if you've ever been a fan of the beer or want to become a fan, we've got a great place to do it. I've got a staff that is as passionate as Zeth and I are about it. And we'd love to help you learn about beer or just come down and have a flight and discover kind of on your own in solitude and drink away and find your own. But yeah, now we have the food to back it up. Instead of the food overshadowing it, we are full board with the beer and new stuff coming out and really taking some things in new directions. So there's really no reason not to come down and check us out.
Awesome.
Absolutely. So you guys are right off the 79 Temecula Parkway, 15 freeway. So if you're going south, get off, you loop around, and you're going to be just go straight through the stoplight, make a left into the driveway. If you accidentally make a left at the stoplight, come right through the Shell gas station. If you're looking for to-go, tons of cans available, like we mentioned at the Shell gas station for sure.
Yeah.
Not to be biased or anything.
Yeah, no.
But if you need gas and you're on your way, I always tell people all the time, some of my buddies that like to go out to the desert, if they're going out to Ocotillo or wherever, out there in the desert and the mountains and stuff like that, stop by this Shell gas station. You'll be surprised. You can find some pretty good beers and mostly all Garage Brewing, but everybody loves Garage, so check it out. If you're going north, you're going to get off the freeway and you're going to hang a left, go under the freeway. You can't miss it. Look for the giant American flag, because that's what I always tell everybody.
Yep.
Right.
You see that American flag? There's a Jack in a Box of Shell and then Garage Brewing, which actually we didn't even mention this. This used to be, was it Jiffy Lube? What was the? It was
not sure the brand, but
I can't
yeah.
remember if it was a tire shop or an oil shop, but
I think
It's a pretty on the nose name.
I think it was a tire. It was an actual garage that was a tire shop.
Tire
I
shop.
believe.
There you go.
And yeah, he had initially bought it and
turned it into a
turned
brewery.
it into a brewery. Yeah.
That's awesome.
Absolutely. So come check it out. Zeth, you're doing an amazing job brewing
Cheers.
some of these
Thank you very
beers.
much.
Totally.
Yeah,
Thank
appreciate
you.
it, guys.
And Chris, thanks for the hospitality.
Yeah, of course.
Brandon and I are going to hang out and have some food and try out some of the new food. I'm excited for that. So come down to Garage Brewing, get yourself some food and amazing beers. Start with a flight, try a little bit of everything, find what you like, and get yourself into some good beer. Great job, guys.
That's right.
Awesome.
So
Cheers.
Thank you guys
we
for having
promised
us.
earlier you were going to meet Grandma, so you're going to meet Grandma right now.
Butt chug.
They also practice by drinking the urine of a ram.
The what?
They drink ram's piss.
Because of the pH balance?
No, because if you can drink ram's piss, fuck, you can drink almost anything.
She said fuck.
Oh, watch this, the malted liquor. What gets you drunker, quicker? What comes in bottles or in cans? Beer. Can't get enough of it. Beer. How we really love it. Beer. Makes me think I'm a man. Beer. I could kiss and hug it, but I'd rather chug it. Beer. My belly out to here. Beer. I could not refuse it. I could really use it. Beer. I can't remember how much I have had. I drank a 12-pack with my dad.